So another important point with regard to crop tree release and wildlife is this condition that we're actually standing in right now in this forest. This is a developmental stage. Almost all forests that go through some sort of disturbance event have to kind of graduate through. They have to kind of grow through this stage. We call this stem exclusion. That's some technical jargon, but what that effectively means is that if you kind of look around here, we effectively have a forest that has a canopy, but it really has nothing else going on in its understory. And this period of stand development is actually has low value in terms of supporting a lot of wildlife. It's really not until some of this forest starts to kind of break down, some trees start to die, and some new regeneration is encouraged in this understory, whether that's grasses or shrubs or new tree species. We don't really see that kind of structure, as we call it, that wildlife tend to like until we get past this stage of development. We can encourage graduating through this stage of development faster through crop tree release. So effectively, you're expediting, speeding up the process by which trees die by selecting which trees will die and which get to stay behind. So eventually, the competition right now in this stand is really intense, and some of these trees are likely to blink out or fade away or die, given another decade or more. So rather than wait that decade or more, we're going to speed up that process and start selecting those losers now, leaving the winners behind. What we'll effectively do in that process is actually create some disturbance that's going to encourage this stand to grow into that next stage of development. Understory reinitiation is what we call it. Regardless of what we call it, the important thing is that that next stage of development is what really wildlife are seeking. It's a much more diverse forest. There's a lot more food availability year-round, and a lot more habitat, a lot more nesting sites in a forest that's more structurally complex. And you get to encourage that through something like crop tree release.